The Advocates Association, Bengaluru, in association with Rebooting the Brain, PRS Neurosciences, hosted a press briefing and panel discussion titled Neuro Justice Framework, Motor Accident Cases, Head Injury Disability and Medical and Legal Pain Points, at the Bangalore Press Club. The panel was graced by Hon'ble Shri Justice A. Chandrashekar, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka, Advocate Vivek Reddy, President, Advocates Association, Bengaluru, Advocate Chethana Bhat, Senior High Court Advocate, Karnataka. Professor Dr. Sharan Srinivasan, Stereotactic and Functional Neurosurgeon, CMD, PRS Neurosciences and Head of Neurosciences. Bhagwan Mahaveer Jain Hospital, Bengaluru, Dr. Prathiba Sharan, CEO and Chief Medical and Rehabilitation Director, PRS Neurosciences, Dr. Manjunath, Insurance Advocate. The discussion brought together eminent voices from the judiciary, legal fraternity, neuroscience, rehabilitation, and insurance law to address one of the most under-recognized challenges in motor accident compensation, that is functional neurological disability arising from head, spinal cord, and nerve injuries. The panel highlighted that while India recorded 1.77 lakh road accident deaths in 2024, official figures fail to capture the vast number of survivors left with lifelong neurological disabilities, many of which are invisible, delayed in presentation, and difficult to measure using conventional medical reports. Motor accident claim cases form a significant contributor to tribunal and court pendency, particularly when neurological injuries are involved. Courts are often required to assess lifelong functional disability and loss of earning capacity based on anatomy-centric medical opinions that do not adequately reflect real-world functioning, employability, or independence. Neurological injuries often leave no visible scars. A person may walk, speak, and appear normal, yet struggle to return to work, make everyday decisions, manage emotions, or live independently. These are injuries that quietly dismantle a life without showing up clearly on scans. Because the disability is not obvious, survivors are frequently met with doubt rather than understanding. Families are pushed into repeated hearings and prolonged legal battles to prove what cannot be easily seen. The result is not only inconsistent compensation, but years of emotional, financial, and legal strain adding to court backlogs while deepening the trauma of those already affected. The discussion emphasized the urgent need for structured, task-based, and context-specific functional assessment systems, aligned with neuroscience principles and capable of translating medical complexity into court-ready functional conclusions. The responsible use of AI as a judicial decision support tool to improve consistency and reduce pendency while preserving human judgment was also deliberated. Beyond litigation, the panel framed neurological disability as a human capital and development challenge, directly impacting India's demographic dividend and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Preventable road trauma and unrecognized disability, speakers warned, silently erode productivity, family stability, and public trust. Addressing the gathering, Justice A. Chandrashekar, RETD, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka, underscored that courts are not equipped with scalable tools to translate complex neurological impairments into legally usable conclusions, despite repeated judicial recognition of the problem. Legal experts noted that motor accident claims involving neurological injuries form a substantial portion of pending cases, where lack of standardized functional assessment leads to disputes, appeals, and delays which impacts victims, insurers, and the justice delivery system alike. Medical experts from PRS Neurosciences emphasized that there is no single test or scan that can measure real-life brain function, making task-based, contextual, and longitudinal assessment essential for fairness and accuracy. Panelists collectively stressed the need to move beyond survival-based outcomes and recognize functional dignity as central to justice delivery. They called for formal recognition of functional neurological disability in motor accident jurisprudence, structured, standardized assessment methods that courts can rely on, responsible use of AI as a decision support tool, not a substitute for judicial discretion, periodic reassessment mechanisms for long-term neurological injuries. The discussion also marked the beginning of a broader national neuro justice movement, aimed at creating sustained collaboration between legal institutions, medical experts, and policymakers to address road trauma as a long-term human capital and justice issue. This movement aimed at shifting India's approach from anatomy-based evaluation to functional justice rooted in lived reality.
ಈ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶರಣ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಮೆದುಳಿನ ಒಂದು ಮಿತಿ ಏನು, ಆ ಮೆದುಳಿಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದಾಗ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆ ಮೆದುಳಿಗೆ ಆಗುವಂತ ಆಘಾತಗಳೇನು ಹಾಗೂ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳೇನು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡಿಸಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಗವಿಕಲತೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕನೇ ಇಲ್ಲದಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ವ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳು, MVC ವ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವಾಗಿದೆ, ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ವ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳು. ಇಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ವಕೀಲ ವೃಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶರಣ್ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಬೆನ್ನೆಲುಬಾಗಿ ನಿಂತು ಅಂತಹ ಆಘಾತಕಾರಿ ಘಟನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡವರಿಗೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜೀವದಾನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು.
ಈ ಮೋಟಾರ್ ವಾಹನ ಅಪಘಾತ, ಅದು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಮೋಟರ್ ಬೈಸಿಕಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಬಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಅಪಘಾತಗಳಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಜನರಿಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದಾಗ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು, ತಲೆಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಏನು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೈ ಮುರಿತು, ಕಾಲು ಮುರಿತು, ಕಿಬ್ಬು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಮುರಿತು, ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಮೂಳೆ ಮುರಿತು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಮೂಳೆ ಮುರಿತಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಏನು ಅಂಗವಿಕಲತೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರಿಂದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ಥೋಪೆಡಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆರ್ಥೋಪೆಡಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೂಳೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದಾಗ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕೈ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾಲು ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಮಂಡಿಯಿಂದ ಮೇಲಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಮಂಡಿಯಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಆಗತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಏನು, ಆತನ ದುಡಿಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಏನು, ಆತ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಸುಖವಾಗಿ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ಲೆಜರ್ ಎಮ್ಯುನಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆ.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Sharan Srinivasan, a functional neurosurgeon from Bengaluru, India. Today we are starting a big movement called the Neuro Justice Movement to give just compensation for every patient and the family who has suffered a road traffic accident and either a head injury or a spinal cord injury or any nervous system problem which has made them disabled, because of which they are not able to become the productive citizen of the country that they were. There are lakhs of patients who are dying of accidents and getting disabled in this country, and we want to ensure that every person is served well. On one side, the neuro rehabilitation has to be done after the acute care so that the percentage of disability comes down, and what is remaining has to be compensated adequately. Because there is no brain function test and spinal cord function test in the world, nobody knows how to calculate the disability. As a functional neurosurgeon, I deal with functional brain circuits every day. So I feel that I am a good place to understand these circuits and give a communication in layman's terms how this goes. And with that, helping the people get more clarity on what is going on. That is what is the movement all about. There are 9 stakeholders in this movement. One is the doctors, obviously, the experts who come and treat and give the disability. Second one is the petitioners' lawyers. Third one is the insurance lawyers. Fourth is the insurance company. Fifth is the judges. Sixth is the patient. Seventh is the patient family. Eighth is the police. And ninth are the NGOs who are dealing with disability. Unless all of them come together and understand this holistically and not looking at the parts separately, this movement will not have its logical end.
Tell us about your book and its content and what's your approach with it.
This book started because people are asking me to give a functional disability calculation so that the judiciary can calculate the compensation amount easily. But as I started writing the book, I realized that a lot more background information had to be given before we make this final calculation. So this has now become a 3-volume book with a handbook. It's called the Neuro Justice 3-volume trilogy. We are calling it the Neuro Justice trilogy. And this covers everything from the brain, right from the top, all the way to the bottom, to what is happening. From executive thinking to passing urine. Everything is covered because the nervous system covers everything.
And your appeal to the government.
I'm appealing to everybody. I'm appealing to everybody because this is a public health issue today. It is the third epidemic in the world, in the country today, which is called neurological disability. So unless all of us come together, government cannot do anything by themselves, I cannot do anything by myself, nor can the judiciary. But as a collective whole, how we achieve success in the COVID, I think we can run this on a one footing and make it happen.
Okay, tell us about the 25th event, what you have.
So on 25th of December 2025, Christmas Day, we are having the launch of this book, the Neuro Justice Trilogy. It's at the Nimhans Convention Center. It's from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. All of you are welcome. Senior Judge of the Supreme Court Justice Arvind Kumar is launching this book in the august presence of our Health Minister Shri Dinesh Gundarao. We are having a senior retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ravindran who has given a lot of good judgments on motor vehicle accident cases here. I appeal to all of you to come, all those who are in Bangalore to come there. We will also have an online thing. You can connect online to those who cannot come physically there, not just to see the event, but to join the Neuro Justice movement.
Thank you.